would you please stand up? A lot of leadership out here this evening, so thank you. Now, if you're a staff member of Full Circle or Second Chance Staffing, one of the partners, ARH, any of that, would you please stand if you're a staff member? And one group that we don't normally include, but I think it's important to, because if you know how much we ask of our staff, you'll understand this next group. If you are a loved one, meaning spouse, significant other, of one of our staff members, would you please stand? Because that's a huge supportive role. So if you're a family member of a staff member, would you please stand? Nobody's brave enough to own it. There we go. We know what a challenge it is to keep Dave in line, so we appreciate that. Now, if you're a sponsor, not necessarily of our graduates, but if you're a sponsor in the recovery field, would you please stand? Huge responsible role, not always thanked all the time, available at 2 in the morning whenever is needed, but we so appreciate our sponsors that we've connected. How about if you're a family member of some type, whether it's immediate family, cousin, nephew of one of our graduates, would you please stand? Awesome. And I think as I was looking through the dictionary, looking under the word patience, I saw most of your pictures there. You've been waiting for this particular moment probably for a long time. It's one thing, and it is a tremendous accomplishment to go 24 hours drug and alcohol free. And so when you get the one-day pen, that's a huge accomplishment. But the chapter that they're finishing up tonight is so far beyond that one-day piece. It's not the end of the journey, but it is a chapter minimum of 5 months of one of the most strict, structured program that you'll ever run into. And the reason it isn't because of some kind of authoritative issue or any of that. It's that we know that in order to succeed and thrive in long-term recovery, you must have structure, you must have discipline, you must have control. And so these folks up here represent months and months and months of showing up exactly when expected. Within 5 minutes of them not being there, our staff members are looking for them, say, hey, where are you at? You need to be here. And so it's a very strict, accountable program, and they have done a fantastic job of being there. They support each other as they get on the van in the morning. They encourage each other, ready for the day, and so we're proud of that. And one of our groups that we always like to mention that we're so proud of, if you're an alumni of Full Circle and here today to encourage our graduates, would you please stand? Fantastic, and I don't know how much you were paying attention, but that circle of alumni overlaps a lot with the circle of staff that stood up, and we're so proud to have over 40 graduates that now work for us full-time, because nobody conveys the message that Full Circle is a great program to go to than those that have had their lives changed by Full Circle and able to now move that forward. My father and mother were not able to be here due to health concerns. She continues to have tremendous health issues, and so they were not able to come this evening, but we asked at the last minute, actually 10 minutes after starting time, we asked Miss Jennifer McDonald if she would come and give the invocation and pray for our graduates. And she said, well, I didn't dress for the occasion, but I'm more than willing to say a prayer. So, Miss Jennifer, we greatly appreciate you doing this for us.
Thank you, John. It's always an honor. If everyone will bow their heads, we'll go to God in prayer. Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for the struggles that have brought these graduates to a point of surrender so that they were able to come to a place like Full Circle and we could instill hope into them and help them find the best parts of themselves to pass on to other people. We thank you for each and every graduate that is here today, Lord. We just ask that you continue to bless their journey. We know that this part is ending, but a brand new chapter is beginning. We thank you that you're in the midst of all of it. We thank you for allowing us to be a light and allowing them to be a bright light to give hope to others. We thank you for this ceremony. We ask that you bless the leaders who are in charge of it, and we ask for complete healing for the parents that can't be here today. We thank you, Lord. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you, Miss Jennifer. And as you see with both the weather and people having to work, that some of the graduates weren't able to be here, some with it being supposed to graduate last week and then had to move it, they weren't able to be at the ceremony. So we should get out in plenty of time. So if you are a friend or family supporting one of the earlier folks on the list, if you would do us the courtesy, if you can, to stay through the whole thing and help those that are on the last part of the list also have that support as well. We would greatly appreciate that. To let you know kind of how the evening is going to go, once we go to call up the graduates to get their certificate, they have chosen a staff member to represent them. And that staff member will say a few things. They may say some humorous story about their journey at Full Circle. They may try to get one last individual treatment in real quick and one more admonishment before they go. We don't tell them what to say. Our graduates have picked them because they trust them, because they believe in them, because they know that they will share. And then the reason you came out in this tremendous heat this evening to spend the time with us is then you get to hear from our graduates themselves. And again, we don't tell them what to say, but what we do tell them is that there's 100 and some people that are 100% in supportive of every word that they share, and they can do no wrong what they say. But to hear the gratitude, to hear the excitement, to hear the understanding that my life can now be thriving in long-term recovery is just a tremendous thing. And to hear it directly from their mouths is a true privilege, which you will see as we go. So, Full Circle, what is it that Full Circle does? We have group treatment, we have individual treatment, we have case management, we have peer support, all the things that are needed. But as the experts make it clear what it is that the client should have every single week, we then give them a schedule so that they know exactly where to be. Because if you remember the last time you went to the doctor's, you had a 2 o'clock appointment, you probably got seen probably at 2:45 or something, and you did not feel 45 minutes after you went into the doctor, you did not feel like, wow, I feel really important. I sat out here for 45 minutes waiting on the doctor. But what we do with our scheduling, it's not just to make sure that our clients show up at 2 o'clock, but it's to make sure that the staff member is available right at 2 o'clock. And so as you're there at 2, staff members there at 2, you understand that you're both important to each other. You've made that time to go over whatever part of that treatment it is, and it gives that self-worth, that accomplishment. And so we really strive to do that. As I said, it's a very structured program. We believe in accountability 24/7. We believe in proving that what work you say you're putting in, we believe in showing you, yes, you absolutely have done that. And so we verify that on a regular basis. Because once you start to feel like maybe you can get out of the group, or you can just be uninvolved, or you can skip treatment, you start to get your head out of the tough battle of recovery. And so we need everybody engaged every single day, every single treatment that they're there. And these fine folks have done every bit of that. And that's why they're standing in front of you, proud of themselves, happy to be where they are, seeing a tremendous future ahead of them. But we're so excited to share in that journey and in this celebration as well. So as they take their seats, let's give them one big round of applause as they take their seats. And some folks had work at the last minute, so if I call the name and they're not here, it just means that they were called into work, probably weren't able to be here, so we'll just move on. But we also want to make sure we give them that recognition of giving their name. The next part that we want to do is we do a rose ceremony, but right before we do the rose ceremony, we have a moment of silence in remembrance of those that were taken way too early in this battle of addiction. I remember when I came onto the police department in 1986, I knew somebody that knew somebody that knew somebody was on drugs, right? It was 2 or 3 people removed. I don't think any of us can say that in the last 3 Thanksgiving dinners, there wasn't somebody that should have been there in every single one of our families and isn't because of drugs. It's affected every single family. And so we want to celebrate our graduates that have gotten to this point, absolutely. But we also want to remember those brothers, sisters, nieces, nephews, parents that have gone on in their battle of addiction and aren't here to share this moment with us. So if we would bow our heads and have just a moment of silence as we remember them. Thank you very much. Now we have what we call the rose ceremony. If our graduates, if you would come on up, Miss Natalie and Chelsea will hand you the roses. What they're going to do is give each graduate 3 roses. They will then take those 3 roses and give those to the 3 people that are in the audience that have meant the most to them in their recovery. We do not tell them who to give them to. It's 100% their call, but please appreciate the moment that if one of our graduates hands you a rose, they are saying in some of the 5 or 6 months toughest battle of my life, one of the 3 people that meant the most to me in that support is you, and here's a rose. So understand the appreciation that is being done with that as they hand you that rose. And as we say many times, if you didn't get one, you were number 4. If we'd have had 4 roses, I'm sure you would have. It does not mean that you didn't play a big part in their recovery. It's just we only have 3, so they'll pick those. Natalie. We don't do that. We're not doing that. Very good. Congratulations to everybody that got a rose. Congratulations those of you that didn't, that had a part in your loved one's recovery. It was meaningful as well. We appreciate that. So now what we're going to do is we are going to the certificates. Again, we will call you and your presenter up, and we'll give you a certificate along with a small token of our appreciation. You'll also then, after the meeting, graduates, if I didn't tell you before, right after the meeting is when we put the Full Circle family tattoo on your shoulder, because once you leave here, you're officially family forever. So when you need something, if you move away and you find yourself in need, please give us a call. We'll do what we can to help you because you have now locked in that family status. So without further ado, our first presenter is Jessica Rogers, and Melissa Owens is our graduate. So one thing we will say, Second Chance Staffing is a staffing agency that works with our folks and other folks in recovery to get them work, and that is owned by Miss Chelsea. And if you would just stand, some of the folks have a Second Chance certificate as well. And so we will make mention of that if they work through the program. Through that, it actually puts them on W-2, so we begin to work on child support issues and court fines and all that kind of stuff. It's a really great program. She works extremely hard to get there. So Miss Melissa has the Second Chance certificate as well, so we want to give her that credit. Okay, so our next graduate is Luann West.
So I like to pick gifts for all of their hard work, and I ran into this gift, and it says, I still remember the days I prayed for the things that I have now. So I wanted to give you this. You're welcome. There's also a little something on the back for you. I chose this gift for Luann because she prayed. She didn't lose like her home, and she didn't lose things that, you know, most addicts I work with do lose, like their home and their capabilities to drive and things. But Luann lost herself. And I think she sacrificed who she really was in addiction, and it just took every piece of her away. Most importantly, she lost her relationship with God. In Luann's hard work, she discovered herself again. Luann has experienced many years in addiction, and probably more years in addiction than she'll have in recovery. But she worked a program of recovery, and she knew she needed more. She began going to church, and she felt that every time the pastor spoke, that he was speaking directly to her. She even enjoyed the studies so much that she took it home to learn more. Luann has worked through forgiveness without closure and resolve, and I believe it's because of her relationship with her spirituality. I'd like to also mention that I believe Luann is gifted with vulnerability. If any of you have worked with her, you know. And it really has helped so many peers open up. My hope is she takes this gift and shares it with others to relieve pain and heartache that comes with addiction. Let's give her another round of applause for all of her hard work. Say a little something. Thank you.
Grateful addict never uses. That's all I got. Yeah. Thank you.
Our next presenter is everybody's favorite auntie, Miss Angela Ojo. And our graduate is Paul Dameron. Is Paul here? Is Paul Dameron here? Oh, sorry, Paul, I didn't. Miss Natalie said to get close to the mic. I probably didn't get close enough, so congratulations.
It's been a pleasure and an honor working with Paul. Paul is one of those type of men that you really have to watch him, because he could get past you, duck up under you, and you'll miss him. So you got to keep all your eyes on him. But Paul has worked very hard these 4 months with his treatment team. He's worked hard at learning how to speak up for himself, ask, because we taught him that this does not get you anything. You got to open up. You got to say what you want, say what you need so you can get it. And he's finally doing that now. So he's doing very well. I expect very good things out of him going forward. And I'm just really proud to be a part of him. He's really a great guy. Paul?
I just want to give a special thanks to Miss Ojo and to the Full Circle and John for doing all this. Thank you. God bless you.
Paul, normally we don't correct people on their graduation, but my friend, we're not the ones that did the work. You are the one that did the work, so congratulations on that. All right, our next graduate is not here, but we're still going to read her name to give her the honor of that. Our presenter is Missy Schuler, so congratulations on being a presenter. And Alyssa Osborne is our graduate who's not able to be here. Our next presenter is no stranger to the podium, Miss Sabrina Riley, and our graduate is Alexis Curtis. And Miss Alexis also has a second chance certificate as well, so congratulations.
What can I say about Miss Alexis? She walks to her own beat. She's challenging. She knows the things that she needs to work on, and she's self-aware. She's open-minded. I can honestly say in the last 30 days, I don't know what clicked. Because the days before that, I don't really think you knew which way you were going. And then one day she comes in group and she starts using words like healing. My journey just started. I'm self-aware. The things I need to fix. I'm focused on me in order to make me a better person so that I can be a better mother to my daughter. I seen that light. I said, okay. She's in group and she's giving feedback. And it's uncomfortable feedback because she's holding her peers accountable. When you start holding your peers accountable, you know you're living in honesty and integrity. Even if sometimes you make mistakes and do the wrong thing, you still know that you're at least trying to do the next right thing. I am so very proud of you. And funny thing today, she helps she got a job helping with second chance staff and cleaning the building. And I asked her to go downstairs and clean the lobby. She said, Mr. Brennan, there's spiders down there. And I said, this is how we got her to go clean. I said, if there was a meeting down there and you knew there was a spider, would you still go? She said, yep, I'm gonna take my pine saw and go on downstairs. I said, I know it. Go on, miss.
I have my speech written down because I get nervous. So, first, I would like to thank God for his endless grace. And I would also like to thank Full Circle and the staff for believing in me when I didn't believe in myself. Coming to Full Circle was a life-changing experience. My team at Full Circle has saved my life and showed me that my life has purpose today. Sabrina has inspired me to be a strong and successful woman. She never gave up on me, giving me chances that I didn't think I deserved. But she saw something in me. She sees my potential, and I will be forever grateful to have had her as one of my counselors. To my daughter, I have made a promise to you that Mommy will be getting better. And I will fulfill that promise. To my family, I know it has been hard and I may have hurt you. You may not understand. And I also see that you're doing the best you can to support me. To the still suffering addict, I see you, I understand you, you are worthy. To the disease of addiction, you no longer have control over my life. Thank you.
Miss Sabrina is also representing Mr. Krishawn Harvey.
So Krishawn has been vulnerable. He's had to deal with CPS. He has had to deal with probation. And everything they gave him, he did it. And he would come in and he would say, Mr. Brennan, I'm getting ready to be the best father that I didn't have. And these are the things that I want to do. He is getting ready. He gets his son without having to have supervision. He is making plans. He's a manager at Pizza Hut. Like, these are the things in recovery that aren't promised, but you work for. Krishawn has stayed sober when there were times that he could have chose not to, but he kept his son and his daughter in the forefront. That's his motivation for recovery. And I said, as long as you keep being a good parent and walking with honesty and integrity, you'll be all right. Congratulations, Christian.
Thank you. So I didn't write nothing down. I didn't put nothing in my phone. I just be going off the top of the head. So when we had lunch last week, Mr. John was like, I ain't concerned with you getting up there because I can see you like to talk, which I do. You know, first and foremost, I just want to thank God because without him, none of this would be possible. Also, I want to thank Mr. John because without him, we wouldn't be sitting here right now. I want to ask for prayers for Mr. John's family, for his father. When we had lunch last week, one thing Mr. John told us was that his father writes down each and every individual's name, and he says a prayer for each and every one of us, so I want to say a prayer for him. I want to thank Full Circle as a whole, Springfield specifically. You know, this journey's been long for me. I got over a year clean now. You know, June 29th is my sober date, you know. And so I started out my journey with Full Circle, and I went to Bluffton. My PO was like, you know, you can choose jail or you can choose, you know, to go to this treatment, which I think you should do the treatment. And I told her, like, you know, I really don't want to, but she was like, well, you're going to go, you know. And so, like, it was the best thing that happened in my life. Because, like, without that, I don't know where I would be today. If not in jail, probably dead or somewhere, you know what I mean? So I'm thankful for Full Circle for sticking with me. You know, I didn't make it through Bluffton. I got kicked out, and I actually bounced around. You know, I went to Cleveland, I went to Akron, I went to Cincinnati, and then, you know, somehow God brought me back to Full Circle due to trying to get custody of my son, and they accepted me with open arms, and it was the best thing that could have happened in my life. I'm thankful for Miss Sabrina because if anybody know Miss Sabrina, you know, she give you that motherly tough love, you know what I mean? So like, Miss Sabrina isn't just my clinician, you know, she's my program manager, she's my second mother, she's a friend, somebody you can talk to and share about anything. So I'm very thankful to have Miss Sabrina in my corner. Also Miss Jana and Miss Nakia, because they hold me accountable to my bull. So I'm very thankful for them for just, you know, sticking by me and pushing me through this journey that I'm on. You know, I owe all the credit in the world to my baby's mom, Nikki, you know, because I put her through the ringer, man. Like, you know, I put her through so much where she shouldn't be sitting here with me right now, but she is, and she continues to support me through this journey, you know what I mean? She never kept my daughter from me no matter what. You know what I'm saying? It's a blessing to be able to have both my kids here today, you know what I mean? That's all I wanted, and I got my kids here, and they get to see their father sober, not some drunken fool making a fool of himself, looking stupid somewhere, out trying to chase the next one. So I'm just thankful to be here. I'm thankful to God, and I'm thankful to each and every one of y'all for coming out today. And yeah, with that, I'll pass. Thank you.
Our next presenter is Eric Jefferson, and he has 4 graduates that he's presenting. So I don't know what you did this last month, but you keep it up. That's fantastic. Our first graduate he'll be presenting is Dennis Miller.
Dennis Miller. Yes, sir. All right, when I first met Dennis, Dennis was unsure about treatment the first couple of weeks. After the first couple of weeks, I told Dennis we had to get serious about this. Yeah. After those first couple of weeks, Dennis came in with a list of things to do. I can say that Dennis put me to work.
Yeah, I had you.
Yeah, yeah, he had lists for me, the case managers, and everyone else. But I'm actually proud of Dennis. He put the work in. He did everything he had to do, Social Security, independent housing, driver's license. He got his driver's license. Yeah. So I am very happy to introduce Dennis Miller to you.
All I can really say is I really was blessed to get this program. I was about to go back to prison, and then from there back on the streets, not stable or anything, but I begged the judge to come here to Full Circle to get my life together, which I have. Everyone in here has helped me over and over, so all I can say is I really appreciate everybody, and God bless everybody, and thank you.
You've heard already a couple of times, you're going to hear probably more times that either probation officers or judges said you either go to jail or Full Circle. I promise you, we're not just barely below jail choice, but what I will also tell you is that when a judge or a probation officer says, you go to a program that is going to work with you, that's going to hold you accountable, and you're going to get clean, they know there's a lot of work coming. They do. And jail, sometimes people get used to it. They know what to expect, and it just becomes, oh, well, I can just do that part. So the fact that they've chosen this program, knowing that it was going to be a lot of hard work, certainly has paid off for them tonight. Our next graduate is Richard Parks.
So when I first met Rick, he liked to keep it simple. This was one of my readers in group. Every day he read Keep It Simple. He had very good insight on the group. He had some barriers to overcome. I think he's still overcoming some barriers to this day. But I always say some people can see the scars on the outside of people, but some of the scars you don't see is in the inside. And Rick kind of opened up to those scars that he has on the inside, and he overcome some barriers. And let's give it to Rick to keep it simple one more time.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I just want to thank Full Circle, all the staff, giving me this gift. It's been a blessing. Just want to say a special thanks to Brady, Mike, Miss Ojo, Eric, Smashley, John, Rob, Jake, Charles, and Natalie. Thank you guys, man.
Our next graduate, also represented by Eric, is Matthew McComb.
Congratulations to Matt. Matt was my prayer guy at the beginning of the group. All these guys, I told these guys, I want to see each and every one of you guys graduate. And that's what they did. I am so proud of these guys, all three of them. I had a couple more that maybe had to work or school. But I am very proud of, especially Matt. One of his major goals was building that foundation for himself and his son. I give credit to his mom. He talked about his mom. He loves his mom dearly. In our one-on-one sessions, he wants to make his mom proud and be that perfect dad. So let's hear it from Mr. Matthew McComb. Congratulations, Matt.
Thanks. I didn't really have anything prepared, but I just want to thank Full Circle as a whole. It's like every step of the way is laid out really well for me, at least. I needed Bluffton. It was the time that I needed for getting my mental health back. It was super helpful. And then going on as I went through the program, just each new person that I met, each new staff member that I met was more encouragement. And we talked quite a few times about what love was in a group with Eric and what we thought of it. And it always came to mind that love was encouragement. And having all these people encouraging me led to me be able to love myself and encourage myself. And it feels great having all these people that are on my side to have my back. So I just want to thank everybody for that. Thank you, Mom, for coming from Arizona. Thank you for recording the whole thing for us, Noble, my son. Thank you, Corey, for being here, my sponsor. Eric, thank you so much. You made the whole thing enjoyable. Group was great. We had a great group. And I'm glad that I got some of the guys here with me that are graduating. So thank you, everybody.
Okay, our next presenter is Shannon Glover, and our graduate is Ann Wheelbarger.
All right. Ann came to Full Circle's reentry program from Monday Correctional Facility, and over the past 6 months, she has shown remarkable determination, perseverance, and humility. She learned to set healthy boundaries and let go of toxic relationships, regained her connection with her higher power, and is rebuilding her relationship with her daughter. Through hard work and humility, Ann has found peace, worked faithfully at her job, and made the brave decision to continue her recovery by joining our graduate clinic to further strengthen her foundation. What once seemed impossible is now within reach, and is actively working with the Ohio Board of Nursing to reinstate her nursing license. Yeah. And it has been a privilege to walk beside you on this journey. With gratitude and pride, I'm honored to introduce.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I asked Shannon to present me because I told her I actually want to have case management appointments, and this goes for Nakia too, for the rest of my life, because it's a set time where I was forced to do the things that you put off indefinitely. So it was really helpful. I went to Monday Community Correctional almost exactly a year ago after spending 5 months in county jail. I wasn't ordered to go to sober living afterwards, but my clinician at Monday suggested I come to Full Circle. I figured completing treatment here would look good to the Ohio Board of Nursing for when I attempted to get my nursing license reinstated, plus I knew they'd help with probation. It turned out to be the best decision I've ever made. I really had to face the fact that my relapse after 15 years sober was the culmination of years of compulsive behaviors I didn't want to engage in anymore, including people-pleasing, codependency, and bulimia. I didn't want to go back to the person I was before my relapse because even though I hid it, I was miserable a lot of the time. Sharing things I never in a million years thought I would with ladies in my group and with the support of Shannon, Alicia, and Nakia helped me be able to move past them. Because of communication from Full Circle with Montgomery County Probation released me from probation about 2 years early, and Warren County is going to release me this month, also 2 years early. Best of all, I was assigned a monitoring agent on my request for the Ohio Board of Nursing, and last week their representative performed a drug and alcohol assessment on me. Thanks to the help I received at Full Circle, he'll be writing an extremely positive report to the Board of Nursing, following which I can schedule a review and hearing to be reinstated. I've worked a fast food job since February, and I've honestly enjoyed it more than I imagined I would. I do feel like with my decade plus of nursing experience and my recent and past issues with addiction, I want to give back in some way to the recovery community and help others. Thank you.
So our next graduate was at lunch and said, hey, how can I make a grand entrance? I said, well, here's what you do. Have your presenter sit back down, and then you come on in, and then we'll bring you back up again. In all seriousness, Kyle Peters is our graduate, and Jeff, or Eric, if you would come back up again. He had to work and was able to get away just long enough to come in and do that. How's that for dedication of wanting to be here? Congratulations. Thank you, Kyle, for making the effort. And Kyle also has, no surprise, a second chance staffing certificate as well. Congratulations, Kyle.
I am so proud of this guy.
Good to see you.
Yeah, it's good seeing you too. He went and left me for transition. He went down to White Island, still doing good things down there. I'm proud of this guy. He, from the first day I saw him, he just had that one good insight on the whole group. This was another one of my, part of my group, one of my readers. If I had a story for him to read today, I would have him read it. He sounds like a narrator, for real. Cal came in, he did all of what he had to do. I want to congratulate him on going to college for sports science. He's obtained a job, and he came in willing to do everything he had to do. I could stand up here and keep going on and on about Cal, but I'm gonna let him go. Cal Peters.
So I just want to say, yeah, I'm good at reading, but I had a lot of time being incarcerated to practice and touch up on my reading skills. So I used to not like reading, but I got used to it, and I learned, like, okay, if it's something that I like to read, it's not so bad. And this is like my second year in treatment. So when I first came to treatment, I didn't know, like, what humility was. I knew what grateful was, but there's a lot of words, like, I didn't know what integrity was. I learned it, and I picked it up pretty quick, and I just stuck a lot of vocabulary that just kind of stuck with me. And so, yeah, I've completed IOP, outpatient, PHP before, but I tried something different this time. I switched locations. I got away from some toxic people, and so I really like Full Circle. I like the peer support, second chance staffing. They helped me out a lot, and they gave me a lot of support and helped me a lot. Going to meetings. This time I picked up a sponsor. That's something I didn't do last time, because I remember somebody's like, well, what are you going to do different this time? Well, I'm going to pick up a sponsor. I'm going to work the steps, and I'll tell you what, that was one of the most uncomfortable things I've ever done. But I knew that I had to do it. And I was like, that guy, that's going to be my sponsor. I've seen him around, and it was uncomfortable, but I'm glad I did it. And I just want to say thanks to everybody for dealing with me and helping me out. I appreciate y'all.
Thank you for making that extra effort to be here. We do appreciate it. Our next presenter is Lisa Neal, and our graduate is Zoe Scanyon. And Zoe also has a second chance certificate as well, so congratulations.
Zoe had been with us for about a month when I returned from leave, and it quickly became clear that she wasn't a big fan of change, meaning me. But Zoe, if you remember our first meeting, you came in, told me your whole life story, broke down in tears and said things like, I don't even know why I'm telling you all this. This is so stupid. I don't know why I'm crying. I don't even know you. You were doing the work right from the beginning. Each session after that, Zoe made it a point to check herself out in the full-length mirror I have in my office. I don't think she realizes it, but just watching her watch herself, I could see her self-esteem slowly returning. And with that came boundaries. But that's a story for another time. In the beginning, she'd look in the mirror and say things like, "Look at me. My clothes aren't fitting right. I don't like it." But over time, those comments shifted. She started taking selfies while we talked, adding some color to her wardrobe, and when she broke out the red lipstick, it was a wrap. That mirror became more than a habit. It became a reflection of her growth. Zoe's faced a lot of challenges in 6 months, and still she stayed. Maybe she was kicking and screaming some days, but she stayed. She implemented changes, she used her voice, and she grew. Because of that, Zoe has proven she's built the tools and resilience necessary to live a happy and healthy life. Zoe, that is my greatest hope and deepest prayer for you, that you live happy and healthy. I'm proud of you, and it has truly been an honor.
I also didn't prepare anything. I'm very thankful I got the chance to go to Full Circle. Very life-changing, for real. Yeah.
If you're not used to it, it can be a little intimidating standing up here in front of so many people, but we tell them all the time they're so supportive, they can't wait to hear what you're going to say. So thank you for sharing. Our next presenter is Ashley Lips, and our graduate is David Fondren.
Where to start with David. David come in and he was very codependent on others, which was one of the big things we worked on. David also struggled with instant gratification, where we practice patience daily with David. One thing that stands out to me, David strives to have healthy relationships with his fiance and his sister. David faced many times his sister hanging up on him in my office. But he said to me, he said, "That's okay, maybe one day she will answer and actually speak to me." David was always willing to help others while he was in treatment. I watched David battle mental health symptoms that would have taken most back out to use drugs, but he overcame them. He came and asked staff and was honest with us that he needed more help than what we could provide at that time. David, congratulations and good luck on the rest of your journey.
So I did prepare something. So it says, for a long time, my life was defined by addiction, despair, and chaos. I was trapped in a cycle that felt impossible to break. I tried everything I could think of, but nothing seemed to stick. Shame and guilt were overwhelming, and I honestly believed I was beyond hope. Then I found Full Circle. At first, I was skeptical. I've been through programs before, and I was wary of putting my trust in another. But from my very first group, something felt different. It was just about stopping a behavior. It was about addressing the root cause, the hurts, habits, and hang-ups that were truly driving me my struggles. What truly resonated with me was the way I could relate to the staff. It was a real transformation. I learned the power of honesty, being honest with myself, with others, and with God. I learned the importance of sponsorship and the incredible gift of community. For the first time, I was surrounded by people who understood and who didn't judge and who genuinely wanted to see me succeed. One of the most profound shifts happened when I realized that recovery wasn't about being perfect. It was about progress, not perfection. It was about taking one step at a time, leaning on my higher power, and trusting the process. I started to heal wounds I didn't even know I had. I began to forgive myself and others, and slowly but surely, the darkness started to lift. Today, my life looks nothing like it used to. I found freedom from addiction, I have healthy relationships, peace in my heart, and a purpose that I never imagined possible. Full Circle Recovery didn't just help helped me stop the negative behavior. It taught me how to live. It showed me how to embrace my joy and how to navigate challenges with grace and how to truly connect with others. And thank you guys.
All right, the next three, I do want to still recognize the presenters as well as the graduates, even though they're not able to be here due to other commitments, but I want to make sure that we still give the credit for that. So the presenter was Beth Stamper and the graduate Karen Spiegel. Presenter Dave Cunningham and Dusty Powell was the graduate, and then Teresa Vaughn Price was going to present Sean Brooks, but they weren't able to be here. So let's give them all three a round of applause. So our next presenter is Miss Heather Jones, and Ryan Enderly is our graduate. Not here either. Okay. Okay, so there was four that weren't able to be here. So Ryan was not able to be here either. So let's try Bethany Gibson. I know if you drove all the way from Bluffton, I know your person is here for sure. And our graduate then is Richard Fonseca.
I came prepared. Hopefully it's a good one, we'll see. Mr. Ricky.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Lessons come to us often in unexpected ways. Those lessons forge us into our greatest selves, should we choose to follow, accept, and surrender ourselves to those teachings. Unfortunately, we do not always go willingly or even on the first, second, or third time. Instead, we retreat to the comfort found in the pain of the past, because it is familiar, and therefore it creates a false sense of safety when all else seems threatening. They say that the key to true happiness is discovered in acknowledging the balance between dark moments in the past and the brightness awaiting in the future. Remember that you are not your past, but your past is a part of who you are, and your future remains to be written. I want to share with you a lesson found in the story of Ophelia from Shakespeare's Hamlet. Ophelia was a woman tormented by unrelenting grief over her father's death. Ophelia was also consumed by rejection cast from the flame of her desire for Hamlet. Ophelia ultimately drowns in a brook surrounded by flowers. This lesson, should we choose to follow, accept, and surrender, teaches us that even as we desire or reach for the beauty found in life, we must first find the beauty within ourselves. For if we cannot see the value in ourselves, we will slowly fade, disappear, or drown, all in an effort to continue to be comforted by the pain of the past. Ophelia's story of continued suffering does not have to be yours. Your future is lit with promise of hope and brimming with light found in the successes from your journey thus far. As you continue your path, I hope you discover your own sense of balance between the hardships and sorrow in your past and the promise of joy that awaits in your future. For you are enough, you are worthy of good things, and you are important. Congratulations.
I'm Rick. I came from the Fairborn location, and I'm not going to lie, this time I was in California and I relapsed. I went out there to go bury my grandpa, and I knew deep down in my heart that not Fairborn, but Dayton was where my family was, even though I was surrounded by my family at the time. And so I ended up getting on an airplane, coming back here and getting in treatment. Didn't even get a chance to unpack my bags. I went straight to treatment. I was kind of pissed off about that, I ain't gonna lie. But it was truly a blessing. And then I got to Bluffton, and me and Bethany have history. I've went there before, not once, not twice, but 3 times. You know, maybe this time it'll stick, hopefully. But I did a lot of digging, you know, opening them closed doors that's been closed for years. And with that, she helped me decide to go to Fairborn. And I didn't want to go to Fairborn. And the director there had me write this, like, essay about how I deserve to go there. And I'm not going to lie, every day I read that. Still to this day, I read it because it reminds me of the reason why I'm here. You know, and due to the Fairborn staff, I'm very appreciative of them, especially Miss Mary, all of them, Miss Trish, the peer support, everybody there was very open-minded and willing to help. But the catch is, though, if you're not willing to help yourself, they're not going to make you. And that's something I really appreciate. And with that, I'm done. Thank you.
I was looking around. Is Michael Black here? Michael Black? Okay, so he's also a graduate. He was going to be represented by Kinsey Brown. So our next presenter and last one of the evening is Nikki Bolden, and our graduate is Amber Coe.
Well, Amber, you've been waiting for this day for a while now, huh? Listen, your journey is far from over, but you know, you've made some good progress. You've shown real growth in your recovery. You've made it through some things and made some hard decisions that would be hard for anybody to make. But I think as long as you stay on the path you're on and you stay focused on what you want, you'll be all right and you'll get it. It's just time to graduate and go on to your next chapter, okay? Yeah.
I just want to say thank you to Full Circle and my family and, yeah, everybody.
So we don't usually have the privilege of finishing up a little bit early. Sometimes family members or friends come and would love to share a couple minutes. We don't always have that privilege because of the time, but we do have a few minutes tonight if somebody would want to. Seeing our graduates, the joy, the future that they have. Some of you have waited a long time for this. Some of you have worked with them. Some of you have gone through treatment with them. And so to see them blossom and celebrating tonight. If anybody wants to come up and briefly share something, we'd be glad to have you. If not, we'll move on. Okay, well, thank you so much for coming out this evening. One big, last, huge round of applause for our wonderful 81st graduating class. Thank you.